Reality is not what it used to be. The phenomenon of reality television has virtually taken over airwaves across our nation, following the lives of normal people as they venture on various journeys, all depending on what the show's curriculum entails. Media has always had a strong impact on its viewers, whether it be in the form of billboards, magazines, or television. But until recent years, it was clearly understood that these women featured on TV and in these pictures were not real. They were made to look the way that they do. Well, with the reality TV phenomenon came reality makeover shows, something that I feel has devastated the lives of so many young girls. America has become obsessed with body image, and these shows play into that obsession by promoting the idea that one may achieve true beauty simply by undergoing cosmetic surgery. According to a list of statistics composed by author and editor Shelley Hitz, 80% of women say that the images of women on television and in movies, fashion magazines, and advertising make them feel insecure about themselves. This negative message that America is sending to its younger generation has got to be ended, as it's destroying the lives of so many viewers as these young girls try to become the women that they see on television. The same list of statistics mentioned also noted that in recent years, the number of cosmetic surgeries has skyrocketed. In 2006, 11 million cosmetic surgeries were performed, totaling $12.4 billion. That's just in America, and is up 7% from the year prior. Throughout the past few years, with the explosion of reality TV, came several makeover shows that take ordinary, or as some refer to them, ugly, women and turn them into beauties by use of cosmetic procedure. Plastic surgery, dental procedure, a trip to the beauty salon, and even a brand new wardrobe. By creating a distorted image of what beauty is, these makeover shows have created or made worse feelings of low self-esteem and low body image in American women, making them believe that if they are to be beautiful, they must live up to these unrealistic standards set by America. In order to better understand my point, let me briefly explain the motives behind some of these shows. The reality makeover show begins by bringing in what they call ugly or less than perfect women. And throughout the course of the show, they transform these women into beauties, all before the eyes of the viewer. Some of these shows include titles such as The Swan, Extreme Makeover, Nip Tuck, and MTV's I Want a Famous Face. The two most popular were aired on popular television stations Fox and ABC, ensuring that millions of America viewed the show. The Swan, a show whose name derived from the childhood story The Ugly Duckling, searched throughout thousands of ugly ducklings before deciding on the ugliest ones to be featured on their show. And during the course of an episode, these women were given very expensive, extreme makeovers, which included several forms of plastic surgery. Every week, 2 different women were featured on the show, and the audience watched as they underwent these unrealistic transformations. At the conclusion of the episode, one woman went home, and the other one stayed to compete in the Swan pageant. This was the season finale, where the Swans competed to see who had the most extreme makeover, or who was made to be the prettiest of them all. The next show I wish to focus on aired on ABC, and was appropriately called Extreme Makeover. The women and few men that were featured on this show volunteered to receive the expensive extreme makeover that the show provided. My huge complaint with this show is that it does not show the entire process involved in plastic surgery, nor does it offer the moral support of the family while the contestant is undergoing these grueling procedures. The people who are featured on this so-called reality television show are secluded from their family for months while undergoing surgeries. They cannot look at themselves in the mirror, nor do they receive the proper education regarding their surgeries. The people shown on Extreme Makeover simply choose the surgeries that they wish to have performed, receive a brand new hairstyle and wardrobe, sign a release form, and they're on their way. What kind of message is that sending to the viewers of this show? Is plastic surgery simply that easy? No one shows the viewers of the agony and pain associated with getting these procedures done or the aftermath, both physical and psychological. that these surgeries can present to the patient. In other words, Professor Julie Albright, in the words of Professor Julie Albright, these shows impose unrealistic beauty standards that make people question their own bodies while giving them an instruction manual on how to change their appearance. Now that we have looked at what the gist is behind each makeover show, it will be easier to understand why they generate a sense of low self-esteem in the minds of girls across the country, causing them to view their own bodies in a negative way. These mentioned shows do not show or explain to the viewer what all plastic surgery entails. Instead, they take a woman and transform her virtually every aspect of her body, making it seem effortless and simple. They make a woman seem like a clay figure, something that they can mold any way that they desire, fixing any aspect that is not appealing to them. The media is sending a false message that cosmetic surgery is nothing more than a minor procedure that one can partake in order to improve their physical imperfections. When the viewers see these women on TV being able to fix their flaws, it creates a destructive attitude towards their own body image, oftentimes leading to more serious effects as bulimia and anorexia. In doing research on the topic of television and its influence on viewers, I came across a letter written by a group of 12 young women who are currently receiving therapy for having eating disorders. They commented about how these shows make them feel. In many ways, we feel that these shows send a false promise to vulnerable viewers that the secret to happiness is related to your appearance. The girls added that we feel this type of programming is exploiting the insecurities of people in order to gain profit. Instead of teaching people to embrace their imperfections, these shows tell us that those qualities that make us unique individuals should be changed to conform to society's ideals. As I hope you can see, there are ways of going about changing your appearance without the use of aesthetical procedures being performed. I hope you may understand that the media is profiting off of presenting a false standard of what women are supposed to look like to be considered beautiful, and that American girls are biting right into it. I hope that the women of the world will begin to understand that these so-called reality makeover shows are no reality at all. Keep in mind that the women in the media that are meant to depict the definition of beauty are thinner than 98% of American women. The average woman is 5'4" and weighs 140 pounds, while the average woman on TV and in magazines is 5'11" and weighs 117 pounds. That is unhealthy, and that is not a real woman. If there is one thing that I would like for you, my audience, to take from this speech, it would be to remember that reality television is not real at all. It is simply an edited version of the grueling process some women decide to go through in hopes of improving their body image. Beauty is much more than what the world sees. It's the entirety of who you are, from your toes to your smile, and everything in between. Embrace who you are and do not allow the media to trick you into believing that you're anything less than beautiful.